speech. On the resumption of the assembly after a short recess, and thank you for that. Honorable members, you will allow me to welcome you back. And today being 23rd September 2025, honorable members, have got a communication to relay as the chair. Honorable Whip, kindly you may proceed and take your positions. Sergeant Ram, that should be the last member. Honorable members, I've got a welcoming note to share with the Assembly. Honorable members, I take this opportunity to welcome you all back to this Assembly after a long and well-deserved recess. It is my hope and belief that this long period of break has afforded you the opportunity to rest, reflect, and reconnect with your constituents whose interest we are all here to serve, and your families. Honorable members, on the resumption at the moment, you may be aware on many tremendous activities that have faced the county, including some which are related to how different entities within the structure of the county government relate to one another. However, I must commend you, the members of the County Assembly, for untimely rising above discontent that was driven by genuine concerns and putting Nairobi City County first. Your decision to give office holders in the county a second chance to recommit to the social contract of quality service delivery to the citizens of Nairobi has not only ensured tranquility and business continuity, but also elevated the dignity of the County Assembly and the House. We have made it clear that the Assembly's relationship with the County Executive and its officials should always prioritize quality service delivery. As your Speaker, I want to assure you of my commitment to the provision of enabling environment for the members exercise their mandate, and in collaboration with the Assembly leadership, we will neither relent nor walk back on our commitment to members' welfare and functioning government, which is committed to service delivery, honourable members. Honourable members, the foregoing notwithstanding, our constitutional calling remains supreme. Our roles as defined in the Constitution and statutes must always be upheld as the ones to define our being representatives of the people of Nairobi. We will be judged only by how (09997-2025) dated 20th June 2025, which was delivered to my office on 21st August 2025. This second memorandum repeats some of the earlier concerns while also raising new ones. Honourable members, before I guide the Assembly on the way forward, allow me to remind you of the law that governs this process. First, Article 185 of the Constitution vests legislative authority of the county in its county assembly. Further, Section 14 of the County Government Act empowers this assembly to regulate its procedures through standing orders. Second, Section 21-25 Government Act 2012, read together with Part 16 of our standing orders, set out the procedure for enactment of the county laws. Third, Section 24(5) of the Act is very clear, and it states that if the Assembly passes a bill a second time, whether or not it accommodates the governor's reservation and the bill is supported by at least 2/3 of the members, the Speaker must resubmit it to the governor within 7 days, and the governor must then either assent to it or refer it back within 7 days. Honourable members, Section 24(6) further provides that if the governor does not act within that statutory period, then the bill is deemed to have been assented to automatically. In computing that time, Section 58 of the Interpretation and General Provision Act 2, Cap 2 excludes the day of the act. This means that since bill was resubmitted to the governors on 18th June 2025, the 7 deadline lapsed on 25th June 2025. In the present case, honourable members, the governor's second memorandum was received in this assembly on 21st August 2025, being 57 days outside the statutory period. I need to emphasize that these timelines under Section 24 are strict and leave no room for direction or extension. It follows, therefore, honourable members, that by operation of Section 24(6) of the County Government Act, the Nairobi City County Early Childhood Education Bill 2025 stood assented to once the statutory period expired. This law is self-executing. Once the deadline lapses, the bill becomes law without further action. Therefore, the second memorandum is invalid in law and cannot be entertained by this assembly. The bill now stands as the Nairobi City County Early Childhood Education Act 2025. Honourable members, should His Excellency the Governor or the County Executive wish to pursue any further policy concerns on this matter, the lawful route is to introduce an amendment bill to be processed in the ordinary legislative way. You so guided, honourable members. Thank you and feel at most welcome back. Thank you. Clerk. What is it, Honourable Majority Leader?
Honourable Speaker, we cannot wrap under the carpet the resignation
Your
of one
mic
member.
is off.
Honourable Speaker, it is good as a house to be enlightened. You see the clapping of the honourable members. In the recent days, the circulation that one Honourable Deunesius has resigned from this house. Honourable Speaker, even your communication, I have not seen any communication forthwith. It's important also to be clarified whether the member is eligibly here or is resigned. Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Majority, for that observation and concern. Honourable members, as the spokesperson for this assembly and the Speaker of the County Assembly, who is actually supposed to declare or even communicate any resignation by any member, I'm here to confirm to this assembly I have not received any official communication from any member. I can only allude to the fact that I've also seen some funny communication in the media, which actually is not within my jurisdiction as the Speaker, so I can't lay any comment or any further action in regard to the purported resignation. But now that you have raised a concern as the leader of the majority in the House, and this matter is touching one member who is actually present in the House, I would only give him at least 5 minutes opportunity, maybe to raise a concern, because he is a member of this honorable House, and we should not be left. Yes. So, Honorable Member Dionysius, maybe you need to make clarification. You can come forward here, Honorable Member. Sergeant Atam, please give him the microphone.
It's working, it's working.
You are okay there?
Go ahead. It's working, Honorable Speaker.
Before you proceed, we have the leader of minority and the standing order give him preference.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would like to also echo what you say, that we have that information from the grapevine. However, Honorable Speaker, I want to believe that the Assembly is blind and deaf to that. Up until the time that he actually decides to resign, I suggest that we do not give him an opportunity to clarify, because personally I'm from Githurai now for public participation, and that is a question that I had to answer in front of the people of Githurai. I have also spoken to him at length, and I would suggest that we give him some time to digest and consult, especially because I'm also under instructions from my party to talk to him, to dissuade him, and to actually bring him to calm. And so I kindly ask that you do not allow him to say anything on that, as the system is in process.
Honorable member, I think it's only right and it serves the House right when the member can express himself and make such requests. It is within his limit and power maybe to make such references and requests. So, Honorable Whip, what is the issue?
Honorable Speaker, it's very important that the honorable member has been going to various media stations and
which member?
Honorable Donosius Waidera.
But that should not be for the consumption of this assembly.
Honorable Speaker, I'm driving something. Just leave me I drive something. Honorable Speaker, under Consumer Protection Act of Kenya, Cap 505, Honorable Speaker, we are a consumer of information. And Honorable Speaker, the member is on a live television talking about resignation. Such information, Honorable Speaker, should be clarified by the honorable member, because Honorable Speaker, as the President said, is a consumer of raw intelligence. I'm a consumer of a live television where Honorable Narecius went to NTV and Honorable Speaker stated of his resignation.
You may excuse the House. We don't have to speak on behalf of the member or his actions.
Honorable Speaker, I want the member to clarify, maybe he was not the one who was on the live television.
Honorable member, Honorable Dionysius, no one is to put you on defense. It is at your prerogative to decide whether you need to share with the Assembly anything. But you also have the right to
This is my issue.
Remain silent over the issue. Honorable Minority Whip is on the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, allow me to welcome back all the members to this session. And Honorable Speaker, your remarks were loud and clear that you're not in receipt of any resignation papers. Therefore, we treat all the propaganda and hullabaloo that is flying left, right, and center as just mere propaganda until, because you're the chair of this assembly, and your word is final, Honorable Speaker. And having said candidly that you're not in receipt of any letter, therefore it will be not fair to subject the honorable member who's from my party to start addressing allegations until such a time that you shall be in receipt of the same.
Thank you.
Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I don't think...
Honorable members, we put that matter to rest. Clerk, let's proceed. Let's proceed. Clerk, let's proceed. Disallowed. Order. Kindly proceed.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Bwana Spika, kwa neema ya Mwenyezi Mungu, Bwana Spika,
kwa niaba ya mheshimiwa
neema ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Bwana Spika, kwa niaba ya wananchi wote wa Makongeni,
on behalf of God,
na kwa neema ya Mwenyezi Mungu, nashukuru Maulana kwa kunilinda na kwa kuniweka hadi siku ya leo. Bwana Spika, inatamausha sana wakati nyumba hili lafaa kupewa jawabu na tunaiweka chini ya kapeti. Bwana Spika, historia inasema kwamba unapokataa yaliyo peupe kuwekwa wazi, yatakuwa giza siku moja. Spika, mambo ya ndugu yetu kuacha kazi si jambo la kuweka chini ya kapeti, kwa sababu tutapitisha mswada hapa, mtu akimbie kwenye koti aseme kwamba bunge la Nairobi alikuwa sawa ikipitia mswada fulani. Ni jambo bora. Spika amesema kwamba hujapata cheti cha ndugu yangu kuacha kazi ya wanasheria katika kaunti hii. Bwana Spika, ningeomba tu kwa heshima, Deonesia ni mheshimiwa mwenye hadhi kubwa sana. Nikiangalia katiba, hakuna pali katiba inazungumzia kufanya public participation katika kuacha kazi. Honorable Speaker, jambo hili kama kiongozi wa nyumba hii hatuwezi weka chini ya hii mkeka. Kuna barua imekuwa kwenye mtandaoni. Propaganda ni jambo ambalo mtu mwingine amesema, siwe mwenyewe ulisema. Kwa hivyo Speaker, naomba tu kwa heshima ndugu yetu, kwa kutupatia pia heshima ya nyumba hii, angezungumza tu jambo moja, kwamba ndugu zangu, dada zangu, bado nipo na nyinyi, sijaondoka kazini. Bwana Speaker, itatupatia heshima sana ndugu yangu Dionysius ukitupatia heshima hiyo, kabla sijaweka mswada ya serikali kwenye bunge hili, kwa sababu itafika wakati majaji watauliza swali, huyu sura inayozungumza kwa NTV ni mheshimiwa wa Githurai, huyu anayeketi kwenye hii bunge ni mheshimiwa wa Githurai, alipitisha hii mswada ya serikali. Kwa hivyo Honorable Speaker, hatuwezi weka hili jambo chini ya mkeka. Naomba kama mkuu wa serikali katika juma hili, Speaker, naomba kwa heshima ya dhati na taadhima zote na itifaki kitizingatiwa. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Thank you. I'll actually communicate over the concern of the Honorable Leader of Majority later as we proceed. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, allow me now to use pursuant to section 12B3 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of this assembly today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. The Nairobi City County Annual Development Plan, financial year 2026 and 2027, to be placed before the Committee of Finance, Budget and Appropriation. Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The paper laid is now committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee for consideration.
Honorable Speaker, once again, allow me to lay the following papers. First one to Article 228, 6 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. The report of the Office of the Control of Budget on County Government's Budget Implementation Review for the first 9 months of financial year 2024-2025. Also to be laid before the Committee of Finance. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
The same has been now committed to the Committee of Budget and Appropriation for consideration. Proceed. Honorable Majority, you have several of them. Leader.
Yes, sir.
You have several of them under order number 5.
The other one, Speaker, I deferred because I've never gotten a proper instruction from my major client, which is the government of the day. And I've asked the clerk, I need some clarification from the sectors involved, especially on the Dishan County. I beg this House to allow me to go through with my officers and then present before this House at the earliest possible date, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members of the House, the Public Finance Management Act 2012, the Nairobi City County School Feeding Program Fund regulations was supposed to be laid before the Assembly, and out of the request of the Leader of Majority and as a regulation, we requested for deferment of the same so that he may find time to go through the report. I expect the same to be tabled tomorrow or Thursday.
Honorable Speaker, tomorrow might not be possible, as you're aware that I'm still the chair of CASA Games, and CASA Games are handing over the rights tomorrow to the county government of Meru. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay these papers and other materials on Thursday.
On Tuesday? Next week?
Perfect, Speaker.
Thank you. Clerk, let's proceed. The Chair for Environment Committee, I hope you have been facilitated by the clerk. The report of the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources on the status of the waste disposal mechanism and farmers' choice, Bama Market and Kiameko abattoirs. The Chair, Environment.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. First, I'd like to appreciate and thank God for this opportunity that we've been able to return back as an assembly for this quarter, Honorable Speaker. With me, the clerk has been able to furnish me with the report which I beg to lay on this floor, Honorable Speaker. It is important, before I lay it, Honorable Speaker, to raise one or two concerns. One, that for those of us who do not have cards, it is important that you initiate a process where a replacement can be done so that we don't end up each and every day to borrow our colleagues' cards to be able to make submissions on this able house. Because this is Nairobi County, the second biggest assembly. It is wrong that we can experience technical challenges 1-2 years, Honorable Speaker. And also important, Honorable Speaker, is that whatever statements that I've been able to raise in this floor, if I can receive responses in adequate time, I will truly appreciate. Honorable Speaker, to get into the business before me, I'd like to lay this paper. Pursuant to Standing Order 196, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of this assembly. Today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025. The report of the Sectoral Committee on Environment and Natural Resources on the status of waste disposal mechanisms of Farmers' Choice, Bama Market and Kiamaiko abattoirs. I beg to lay, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Clerk, proceed.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable Matara, proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not aware of, the clerk has not been able to, okay. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Sectoral Committee on Environment and Natural Resources on the status of the waste disposal mechanisms of Farmers' Choice, Bama Market and Kiamaiko Abattoirs laid on the table of the Assembly on 23rd September 2025. Honorable Speaker.
The notice of motion stand given.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Clerk, proceed.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Alai. Then we have Honorable Themendu. You will be after Alai. We also have Honorable Patrick Karani. You will be ready after Themendu. And then now we have Cyrus Mugo. So Alai, are you ready?
Yes, sir, Honorable Speaker.
Kindly proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 92, I wish to request for a statement to the House Speaker in the Nairobi City County Assembly regarding the legality of the Assembly Committee operations. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to my duties of oversight and representation as enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya 2010, I wish to raise serious concerns regarding the operations of these Assembly committees. Specifically, I seek your urgent clarification on the legal standing of these committees following the expiry of their membership terms, as stipulated in the Nairobi City County Assembly Standing Order, 3rd edition of 26 May 2022. My intent is to uphold the rule of law and protect the integrity of our institution, Honorable Speaker. As you are aware, the 3rd County Assembly commenced its first sitting on 29th September 2022. Subsequently, the Select Committee on Selection nominated members of the various sectoral committees on 27th October 2022. According to Standing Order 2093, members appointed to these committees are to serve for the 3 sessions and the committee shall thereafter be reconstituted. Given that we are now in our 4th session as of September 2025, the 3 sessions term for these committees has unequivocally expired. Despite this clear provision, I have observed that these committees continue to conduct critical business, including oversight and legislative duties, without any evidence of being legally reconstituted. This continued deliberation post-expiry renders their actions ultra-vires and potentially null and void, which is a direct contravention of the Constitution principle of legality. Furthermore, the legal standing of the liaison committee is also in question. Standing Order 210-1 establishes this committee, with its composition dependent on the chairpersons of the sectoral committees. With the terms of the sectoral committees having expired, their chairpersons no longer have a valid basis to sit on the liaison committee. This raises serious doubts about the committee's authority to conduct its business, particularly its engagement with the governor's office. Such an irregular structure not only undermines our internal procedures, but also risks exposing the Assembly to legal challenges, as any decisions or engagements by a flawed committee could be deemed invalid. In light of these pressing concerns, Honorable Speaker, I respectfully request that you provide a written response within 7 days detailing the steps taken or to be taken to reconstitute the sectoral committees. Honorable Speaker, I also seek a legal clarification on the validity of all the committee business conducted since the commencement of the 4th sessions. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, I ask for a detailed explanation regarding the current composition and the legal authority of the liaison committee. Failure to address this matter promptly and transparently will leave with no option but to escalate this issue to relevant oversight bodies, including the courts, to ensure the preservation of the constitutional governance within our assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I am a bit worried. I'm a bit worried on the precedents we are setting in this House. This House cannot oversight itself. Such a statement is literally oversighting ourselves. I may not remember the standing order, but that's what it dictates. Number two, Honorable Speaker, you are aware that as a committee of selection, where placement of committees takes place, any member who has an issue in terms of his committee is agreeable to approach the selection committee anytime, but not to raise a statement on the floor of the House. Second, Honorable Speaker, you are aware this House, you've communicated this issue. And as a leadership, we took facts on the table. All members are aware that you were sworn in 2 weeks later when you were elected. And the time frame upon which the chairs and the vice chairs came to office was October 27th. Are we late? So let's not be led hysterically. This is a house of order and procedure. We are not just passerbys. We know the standing orders. We are not yet from 7th October. And the whips are very clear on this, on what to do. It's a precedent set by the Senate, a precedent set by Parliament. It's a parliamentary practices. It's not a Nairobi practice. So, Mr. Lai, Honorable Member, cool your heels. The whips are on top of it.
Honorable Member, please. Don't engage your member.
I withdraw, Honorable Speaker, and apologize to my senior member, Alai. I was with somebody this lunchtime. He said Alai has a following of 2.5 million followers. I respect you, my brother, for that, and we celebrate you for that achievement.
Declined.
My fellow senior blogger. My fellow senior blogger. So discuss that.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Leader, for reminding me that Alai has 2.5 million followers. He has also gone on record on social media saying in very disrespectful way what he has said here about this House and about the liaison committee. Sure. Honorable Speaker, I think we should not also let that pass, as we also look at what our brother...
Honorable Minority Leader, as a senior ranking member of this assembly, you cannot bring into question the conduct of a member without a substantive motion. So please kindly withdraw that before you proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw as I prepare for the motion.
Thank you. Let's proceed, Mheshimiwa Temendu, but before then you proceed. Honorable members, be seated. It is only right that we admit observation of members of this assembly. And whenever you raise an issue, it should be an issue of concern, that we take it seriously as a business of the assembly. From where Honorable Alai is sitting, is actually notifying the assembly on the need to do what is rightful. and within the Constitution. I've communicated this severally on 2 occasions to our whips, and I hope the whips from both divide of the House will activate the process and do what is expected of you as the leader of the political parties who are responsible for nominating members to sit in the committee. So I'm just reminding you of my earlier communication. Do you want to engage the speaker or something? Okay, please proceed. Do you have your card?
Honorable Speaker, I want to inform the House that truly you did a communique, and Honorable Speaker, me and my counterpart, we are trying to evaluate even the performance of the chairs, so that Honorable Speaker, when we will bring the names, and you have heard Honorable Lai, understanding order number 92, on a personal statement, Honorable Speaker, that these things, this shuffling of the committee should be done on 27th October. So, Honorable Speaker, we are within the time. We are within time, and Honorable Speaker, you remember, as my leader has said, this House started because they wanted to get their speaker, but God decided that you are going to be our speaker. They were delaying, they were having delaying tactics of even gazetting this House. So, Honorable Speaker, you can see the consequences of not following the law. If they could have gazetted this House to start its period the way it was supposed to be, because, Honorable Speaker, they never wanted you to be the speaker. Now, those are the consequences. And, Honorable Speaker, we must accept with the consequences. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, but for some reason, they should not be the case, because the gazettement of the first assembly is a prerogative of one person, being the governor. So I really don't understand why you are running away from the reality. Yes, and including everybody in the whole circus of gazettement of the sitting of the first assembly or the assembly.
Honorable Speaker, I want just to inform the House that that delay is what precipitated what Honorable Elias is saying now. And for those reasons, like us who are veterans, is that they never wanted you to be the speaker. You know, it's good to say the truth. And for some reason, you became the speaker. So let us continue enjoying the consequence of delay.
Honorable Femendo. Honorable Whip. Is it?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, thank you.
For allowing me to say something here. Honorable Speaker, let me first thank the entire Assembly for coming together to make sure Nairobi is going in the right direction. And as I stand here, let me continue with my business, today's business. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 47-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the ad hoc committee on investigation of the county local revenue correction systems and the administration regarding that the status of its report. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order 211 provides for the establishment of an ad hoc committee for purposes of inquiring into a matter or matters specified in the resolution. Honorable Speaker, at its sitting held on Wednesday, 11th October 2023, the County Assembly approved a motion to establish an ad hoc committee to investigate into the performance of Nairobi County, City County's revenue collection system and administration. On 1st November 2023, the County Assembly approved a subsequent motion constituting the said ad hoc committee. Honorable Speaker, the committee was to inquire into reasons why local revenue had been declining, the nature, the strengths, and weaknesses of the revenue correction systems currently being used by the county government, and the proposed legal policy and the administrative interventions on improvement of local revenue correction. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order 2114 into bracket B provides that the ad hoc committee shall submit its report to the Assembly within 3 months and shall, upon submission of the report, study dissolved. On 14th February 2024, the County Assembly resolved to renew the mandate of the ad hoc committee by a further period not exceeding 45 days with effect from 1st February 2024. And to table its final report on or before Tuesday 19th March 2024. But to date, the report is yet to be submitted to the County Assembly for consideration. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the chairperson should inquire into and report on, first, reasons for the delay by the ad hoc committee to submit its report to the County Assembly. Number 2, status of the report of the ad hoc committee formed to investigate county local revenue correction systems and administration. Number 3, measures the chairman of the said committee is taking to ensure the report is submitted to the County Assembly within the shortest time possible. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, we have the server or the company that is collecting funds for Nairobians called Nairobi P. And I think as a member of the ICT, we had many questions that we were asking there. So, Honorable Speaker, as you have said, we shall play our role without fear or intimidation from whenever. Honorable Speaker, for now, let us have the report submitted in this assembly. Then from there, we start counting 60 days. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader, you have an issue.
Speaker, I stand in as a leader of majority because it's good to raise these statements, but also,
What is the chair of the ad hoc committee?
no, I'm not a chair for the ad hoc committee for a simple reason, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, proceed.
Because, Honorable Speaker, I agree with the clerk who drafted this particular statement. It's a very pragmatic statement. But the question is, what local standard do I have as it is? This Honorable House approved a 90-day period for investigation and subsequent tabling of the report. Thereafter, the same House gave an extension of 45 days. Upon expiry of 45 days, the same House has not given any other extension. What local standard do I have even to call this particular committee to give a response to the amendment? Honorable Speaker, I want also to implore upon the clerk's office and the clerks, before drafting a statement, can we have end-to-end description of particular statements? Now you're asking me as a former ad hoc chair to give you a report, what happened in the report, and I have no local standard according to the law. How do you want me to go about it? Just answer me. How do you, Shay, help me legally. How do I start calling my former members to give you a response or a statement when I have no local standard in this particular issue? Honorable Speaker, I beg to see the scrutiny of some statement coming from this House. We cannot oversight ourselves.
Honorable members, as the chair, I believe that there is no lacuna in law when it comes to the concerns as raised by the honorable members of this assembly. Over the issue and the concern of Honorable Temedu and Honorable Alai, I think as the chair, I'll give a substantive direction in due course. Thank you. Honorable
Statement.
member.
Honorable Speaker, statement.
Yeah, there is another member. Cyrus Mugo.
Are you ready?
Okay. Is Mheshimiwa Karani in the house? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 47 to C, I wish to request for a statement.
Kindly use your mic so that you are audible.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 47 to C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of Sectoral Committee on Health Services, Committee regarding Vector and Pest Control in the county. Honorable Speaker, Article 42 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person to right to clean and healthy environment. And the fourth schedule of the said Constitution places the responsibility for county health services, including public nuisance and solid waste disposal, on the county government. Honorable Speaker, Section 511 of the Kenya Environmental, Sanitation and Hygiene Policy 2016-20 to 2030 explicitly obligates county government to make arrangements directly and through the private sector for effective and continuous control of insect vectors and pests, particularly mosquitoes, flies, and rodents. It is with great concern that I report to this House that Nairobi City County continues to be afflicted by widespread pest infestation. Our markets, residential areas, and informal settlement area settlement are plagued by poor sanitation and collected waste and the persistent threat of vermin. This is a direct consequence of the executive inaction and a serious threat to public health. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the chairperson should inquire into and report on the specific strategies that the county executive has adopted to control vectors and pests, measures taken to improve drainage and waste management for the purpose of pest control, the implementation status of necessary bylaws to regulate private control operation, and plans to put in place to partner with the private sector to address this crisis.
Person Health Committee, kindly give undertaking on period of time you'd want to respond to the concern of the member. The Chairperson Health Committee, please proceed.
The envelope guy.
Thank you, Speaker. I'll need 3 weeks, but from his statement, I was listening very keenly. It cross-cuts the environment and also health.
So what are you suggesting?
We need to have a joint sitting because the end result is the fumigation, which is the part of health. But the cause is wastes, which is in environment.
I think on that the clerk will guide and maybe communicate to the other relevant sector. Honorable Mugo, Are you okay with the 3-week period?
Yes, Bwana Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Karani?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to standing under 42C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Sectorial Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation Committee regarding misconduct and the diversion of County Revenue Fund in Nairobi County. Honorable Speaker, I wish to bring to the attention of this House a matter of grave concern regarding the management of County Revenue Fund within Nairobi City County. As a member of this August Assembly, we are the guardians of public finance, and it is our duty to ensure that all funds are managed with integrity, transparency, and strict adherence to the law. Mr. Speaker, Article 207 of the Constitution of Kenya clearly establishes the CRF as the repository for all county revenues. Furthermore, Article 228(5) explicitly states that withdrawal from this fund may only be made with approval of the control of budget and must be applied strictly with the purpose for which that approval was granted. This principle is reinforced by the Public Finance Management Act of 2012. It has come to my attention, however, that the county executive has consistently and without the approval of this assembly diverted funds from their intended purposes. This constitutes a blatant disregard of the legal and constitutional provisions that govern public finances. Specifically, I draw the attention of the House to two critical areas of concern. Number one is contractors' retention monies. Funds that were unduly requisitions and approved for payment to contractors at the conclusion of their defect liability periods have been diverted. This has led to unjustifiable delays in payment, leaving contractors in distress and exposing the county to significant legal and financial liability. Number two, Mr. Speaker, is compensation of employees. Despite the county treasury requisitioning funds for full gross salary of employees, including statutory deductions, monies intended for vital schemes such as retirement benefits, NSSF, SHIF, and HELP have been misappropriated. This not only violates several key pieces of legislation, including the Employment Act and the PFM Act, but it also constitutes gross exploitation of public servants and exposes them to loss of their benefits. Mr. Speaker, these practices are more than just a procedural error. They represent fundamental breach of the trust and they form a financial misconduct. They are corrosive to our institution and threaten to erode public confidence in our ability to govern effectively. Honorable Speaker, in the statement, the chairperson should inquire into and report on the total amount requisitioned and the actual amount disbursed for contractors' retention money over the last 2 financial years. Number two, a detailed breakdown of total amount requisitioned for employees' compensation, juxtaposed with the actual remittance to respective statutory bodies. Number three, a full account of the reason provided by the county executive for this diversion. Number four, an assessment of the financial, legal, and the reputational risk the county now faces. And the last one, recommendation for holding accountable any officer found capable of these illegal acts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
honorable member. Do you have the chairperson for budget appropriation? The vice chair?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I've listened very keenly, and actually he requires a lot of information, and for us to give very good answer without going back and forth, I'm kindly requesting for 21 days.
Honorable members, that is okay? Thank you. Clerk, let's proceed. No, the Honorable Majority Leader had a statement.
Honorable Speaker, I think I'd initially spoken briefly, but I want to officially, before this House, and courtesy of my boss, Chege Mauro, who is present, on behalf of CAS and CAF, that we'll be hosting our CASA Games in Meru from the 24th date of next month to 1st of November. That also now informs the entire House, the participants, that we will be having a break, at least, Honorable Speaker, with the indulgence and the clerk, because it's just back to back. As we are heading today, tomorrow we'll be in Meru until Friday to make sure the handover ceremony by the Governor of Bungoma, Governor of Meru, the entire CAF, entire CASA, the entire speakers of the country, 47 speakers will be there, clerks will be there from tomorrow. At least we want to ask, Honorable Speaker, if you allow on the clerk enough time for these members and also the staffs to practice. I think this time round we try to remove some shame. I know you've been on recess, but Honorable Speaker, a week before the games, if I will request, or the chairperson for sports will request, the House to adjourn to give members enough time to practice, and also the staff to practice before we join other people in Meru from 24th. It will be good for us. All said and done, I wish all those who have this energy to practice. The sporting team is looking for the fields. That will be football, netball, volleyball, tug of war. Don't come at the end of the minute. Honorable Speakers are communicating with control of budget. That person who participates must be very known is participating. Let's not cause a lot of problems to Chege as our boss in CAF in terms of requisition for money. They are very strict this time round. You must be a participant in a particular sport for you to participate. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I indulge this House that a week before the game starts, we'll be asking the Speaker to give us a recess so that we can practice vehemently to be able to catch up with other counties outside there. Honorable Speaker, I beg to say a few of such.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. I hope the House will deliberate on that at the appropriate time. Yes, Honorable Majiwa.
React to the Majority Leader's information shared, and also to throw in a word that it is also important as our leader of this assembly to remember the well-performing teams by way of rewarding them. You should emulate the President of the Republic of Kenya to encourage participants to do better in the next time, because I remember the choir performed very well, but they were forgotten. There was no reward, and we sang so well. So it's good to reward people.
Order, Honorable Majiwa. Honorable Majiwa, you are advising the leadership of the Assembly to humiliate the President. Kindly withdraw such a strong unparliamentary word, please. And the same must be expunged from the Assembly proceedings.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw the words, but the gestures will...
Please, Majiwa, don't turn this into tantrums. Kindly withdraw with all uncertainty.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw.
And apologize.
And apologize.
Honorable Fiona.
Honorable Speaker, does it mean I cannot emulate the President, Honorable Speaker?
No, Majority. Let's not engage in such.
Tone of the country.
Please.
I won't say the tone of the Assembly.
Please. Let's not go there.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, I rise to seek your intervention concerning a statement that I sought in 2024 June. Honorable Speaker, And last session, you give a directive to the chairperson of Transport Committee, Honorable Speaker. I would wish you reprimand this member, Honorable Speaker, on my behalf and on behalf of residents of Karura. Mr. Speaker, if you leave me at the mercy of this particular chairman and the committee, I need you secure me, Honorable Speaker, and my statement be answered. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I have noticed the member for Makongeni and member for Waithaka are discussing issues that are not before this House, Honorable Speaker. And this is an unbecoming behavior from...
Order, Honorable Member. Order, please.
Speaker, let me repeat.
Don't be vague on your concerns. Honorable Musango, kindly can you put this matter to rest? What is the issue?
The problem with the DCP, wanataka kutuwekwa kazi ya yetu. Siseme. Honorable Speaker, as a leader of this House, Honorable Speaker, please protect us also.
What is the issue?
Honorable Speaker, you just asked the Honorable legend of this county, Majiwa, to withdraw and apologize on a statement of emulation. But now on a statement of a member purporting the two leadership of this House are bringing issues which are not concern of this House. He has not apologized or withdrawn or expunged from the answer. Honorable Speaker, it reduces us to nobodies in this House. And more important, Honorable Speaker, let's not use this House as a theater of superiority of DCP. It becomes an issue. Everybody wants a point to go out there in the media, he say this, to earn bonga point from DCP.
Honorable,
we are not here for that.
No DCP here.
We know that there are people around here, everything they are bringing in terms of DCP. To be seen, you can handle the bishop, you can handle Imwatok, you can handle the speaker, just because you want to get supremacy. DCP cannot be superior to us now. Please. Mheshimiwa from Karura, I know you want bonga points, but those are not working.
I hope, Honorable, order, Honorable Fio, please. I hope I have reminded the member in good time. And I've actually mentioned that he is irrelevant. Yes, and he is vague. So that should be noted. Musango, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And on matters of unanswered statement, Mr. Speaker, I know, Mr. Speaker, you know the procedure of our statement.
No.
Mr. Speaker, when a statement is requested,
kindly address the House, yes?
The committee takes the responsibility of, through the clerk, of writing to the executive, and they came before the committee, and the responses are being tabled by the executive. And so, Mr. Speaker, I don't think any time that statement has come to the committee and the clerk have not written to the executive to come and give responses. I can't remember that, Mr. Speaker. A statement belonging to 2023, but if there is, Mr. Speaker, I can give 14 days. We go back with the clerk and we will come here with the responses, Mr. Speaker.
Kindly, Mheshimiwa Musango, engage with the member so that you get concurrence on his concern. It's quite pertinent. He addressed the same issue last time, so you would have actually be giving the status.
Mr. Speaker, it is only that I'm addressing through you, the chair, Mr. Speaker. But I'm saying, if there is a statement...
So kindly liaise with him, because you seem not to be aware of his concern. So maybe outside the plenary, you can reach out to the member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are guided.
For your advice.
Thank you.
We'll reach out to the clerk and the member, and we will be bringing the report here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week. Clerk, let's proceed.
Order number 8, motion.
motion, the mover of the motion. Do we have the mover of the motion in the house? Huh?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to inform the House that pursuant to provision of Standing Order 65, I seek the leave of the County Assembly to withdraw the motion in order number 8, urging the County Assembly to initiate the process of renaming Juja Road to Laurel Mambo Motela Road in honor of the late Laurel Mambo Motela, EGH, in recognition of his exceptional service to the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to cite a few reasons why I've decided to withdraw this motion. Is because the very first time when I came to the House and gave a notice to the motion, I realized that there was a lot of opposition to that motion, and actually I could see our leader, the leader of majority, actually threw a lot of aspersion to the motion. I can remember also my leader, the leader of minority, also walked out of that door that day. So I don't really, I did not know the exact reason why it brought a lot of, it ruffled a lot of feathers. And for that reason, Mr. Speaker, because also I had not also done a good job on the part of mobilizing my fellow members, that is the reason why I've decided to seek the leave of the County Assembly and to withdraw the motion in order number 8. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The motion stand withdrawn as requested by the Honourable Member. He had actually mentioned the same to the Speaker 2 hours before the plenary. Honourable members, that brings us to the conclusion of the business of the day. At the rise of the Assembly, I... Yeah? Which one? Order, honourable members. Order, honourable members. Honourable members, kindly, you may be seated. Order members, kindly be seated. I have not mentioned anything of that such, Honourable Roro. Clerk, read out the business.
Number 9, motion.
Honourable Anthony Kirago. Is it? Thank you. Honourable Marago. Anthony.
Yes, Honourable Speaker.
Why is it that members are saying you are not present?
Which members? Anyway, let's continue.
Kindly proceed.
Speaker, let us continue. Thank you for the opportunity. Honourable Speaker, I wish to move the motion. Aware that Article 159(2)(c) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that in exercising judicial authority, courts and tribunals shall be guided by the principle that alternative forms of dispute resolution, including reconciliation, mediation, arbitration, and traditional dispute resolution mechanisms shall be promoted. Further aware that the County Government Act of 2012 and the County Attorney Act of 2020 obligate county governments to pursue lawful, efficient, cost-effective mechanisms in the discharge of their legal and governance functions. Cognizant that a Section 9 of the County Attorney Act 2020 empowers the county attorney to represent the county government in civil litigation, to provide legal advice aimed at protecting the interests of the county government. Concerned that a significant portion of the county's annual budget continues to be spent on settling court awards and legal costs, resulting from litigation initiated by the county legal department, with many of these matters capable of resolution through alternative means. Noting that prolonged legal battles not only deplete county resources, but also result in judgments that could have been mitigated or avoided. This assembly therefore urges the county executive through the office of the county attorney to, one, ensure that litigation is used strictly as a last resort in resolving disputes involving the county executive. Two, establish a structured negotiation framework and institutionalize the use of tribunals, mediation, conciliation, and arbitration in line with Article 159(2) Section C of the Constitution within 60 days, and develop an alternative dispute resolution policy to guide the resolution of disputes involving the county and its agencies within 60 days. Honorable Speaker, the spirit of this motion was directed from our agitation in the previous days to push the county executive towards a more efficient service delivery to our people. Honorable Speaker, as I was thinking about the kind of budgets that we pass on this floor, it came to my attention that even as we continue to agitate for services to our people, this assembly must be on record to be champions.
Sergeant, can you restrain members from leaving, please?
Thank you, Speaker. This House must be on record to be champions and protectors of the very resources that are given to us by our people of Nairobi in them expecting services. Honorable Speaker, in my opinion, the county attorney's office has what we would call hemorrhage of public resources, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it will interest you to realize that in the budget that we passed recently, the budget that we allocated to that very office is 639 million. Honorable Speaker, as we speak today, the total pending bill in legal fees is 21 billion, Honorable Speaker. The Auditor General recently opined that of that 21 billion, 6.2 billion, Honorable Speaker, is owed to only 4 advocates. Members will ask why in the streets of Nairobi the legal fraternity appears to portray a picture that the only lucrative business you can do with Nairobi County is legal fees. Honorable Speaker, the Office of the Auditor General also recently unearthed some anomalies in terms of how the advocates are raising the fees to the county. In a case in the Environmental Land Court, case number 248 of 2021, I will demonstrate my doubt in how an auditor or an advocate raised a fee note of 77,851,800. Then, upon further negotiation with the Office of the County Attorney, that figure was revised to 47. Another case, Honorable Speaker, in the legal department, we took somebody took the county to court upon the county demanding from them land rates to a tune of 5 million. And when the county sought to get an advocate to represent the county executive, the advocate fee was 80 million to recover 5 million. It was further revised later to 34 million. Honorable Speaker, the reason for giving these examples is to persuade the honorable members to join me in this attempt to compel the county executive to institute and operationalize a separate alternative dispute resolution mechanism within the county, so that then the very service that we are agitating for our people, we get money to ensure that we get development to our wards. Honorable Speaker, I wish to invite His Worship, the Honorable Godfrey Majiwa, to second my motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I rise to second the motion, it's a very noble idea to come up with such a motion, Honorable Speaker, because the biggest problem we have in this county is an animal called pending bill. It has eaten into development, it has eaten into the welfare of the people of this county. Honorable Speaker, provisions of the law give us what we call alternative dispute resolution. This is something that is a wisdom that was brought within the legal fraternity so that people don't carry a lot of baggage. Honorable Speaker, if you listen to the motion the way the mover has brought it, he has a research on how the money that was supposed to go for development is used to pay legal decrees, which sometimes can be controlled and avoided through what we call alternative dispute resolution. But it is unfortunate that the Department of Legal has not seen it wise to try and look into the alternative dispute resolution as a means of running this county positively and providing services to the people of Nairobi County. Honorable Speaker, a case in point is a scenario where you hear the other day we passed a motion here, and this assembly resolved that there is a group called Mathare 4A who actually took the county to court, and the court gave them an order that they should be given their land which was bought for them by the donors. The value of the land is known, it's not really a small amount, it's a huge amount, but to date the county is still just running around them. The county is buying time, trying to do other things as ways of managing the county, which, Honorable Speaker, is not true. There are people who have developed interest in this land that belong to the people of Mathare 4A, and this will make the county pay a lot of money to the group because it is land that was given to them through a court resolution, and it is only fair that they be given their land to avoid them going to court to sue the county, so that the county can pay a huge amount, which will now pull down the development of this city, county, Honorable Speaker. So I think it is important that as an assembly, we support this motion and direct that the county executive should respect an avenue of dispute resolution which can save us a lot of money as opposed to payment of the cash money that they are paying to lawyers and claimants who can be settled by way of giving them alternative land in places where we have land. This is something that can save us a lot of problem because we are now running like the county coffers are dry, we cannot pay salaries, but you hear some people are still talking of how they want to take land that belong to Mathare 4A so that Mathare 4A will sue the county the following day, so then we end up with a huger pending bill. Honorable Speaker, I think it is important that as an assembly, taking care of the people we represent that brought us to this house, we should stand firm on measures such as this so that we make sure that resolutions of this house are followed to the letter to save the situation, because that is actually why we were brought here. I second.
Thank you. Honorable members are aware that Article 152(2)(c) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that in exercising judicial authority, courts and tribunals shall be guided by the principle that alternative forms of dispute resolution, including reconciliation, mediation, arbitration, and traditional dispute resolution mechanisms, shall be promoted. Further aware that the County Government Act 2012 and the County Attorney Act 20, obligate county governments to pursue lawful, efficient, and cost-effective mechanism in the discharge of their legal and governance functions. Cognizant that Section 9 of the County Attorney Act 2020 empowers the county attorney to represent the county government in civil litigations and to provide legal advice aimed at protecting the interests of the county government. Concerned that a significant portion of the county annual budget continues to be spent on settling court awards and legal costs resulting from litigation initiated by the county legal department, with many of these matters capable of resolution through alternative means, noting that prolonged legal battles not only deplete county resources but also results in judgments that could have been mitigated to and avoided. This assembly therefore urges the county executive through the office of the county attorney to 1. Ensure that litigation is used strictly as a last resort in resolving dispute involving the county executive. 2. Establish structural negotiation framework and institutionalize the use of tribunals, mediation, reconciliation, and arbitration in line with Article 159(2)(c) of the Constitution within 60 days. And 3. Develop a county alternative dispute resolution ADR policy to guide the resolution of disputes involving the county and its agencies within 60 days. Honorable members, Majority Whip.
Honorable Speaker, first and foremost, I want to thank the member for Karen for bringing such serious motion before this House. Honorable Speaker, in the last, that the Assembly resolved, 1, to develop a policy, Honorable Speaker, that resolutions, and Honorable Speaker has given an elaborate example of how our brothers from Learned Friends, how they get business at City Hall, and it's the most lucrative business which you can never engage at City Hall, because, Honorable Speaker, we don't have this policy. If this policy could have been in place, it will give a leeway for the county executive to ensure that arbitration, which has been recognized very well in Article 159 of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, is part and parcel of ensuring that not all matters can end up in court. And Honorable Speaker, you realize that this arbitration process, even the other day, Honorable Speaker, when members were very angry, we went to arbitration process of not impeaching the governor. So that's part of the arbitration process, Honorable Speaker. So that arbitration process is really wanted, Honorable Speaker, because, Honorable Speaker, if that policy is developed, it will guide in many cases, especially when you find members are unable to find out their way. Honorable Speaker, you remember even a lady, that chief officer for urban housing, he could have applied this arbitration process, not just chasing out the members of the public. If this policy could have been in place, Honorable Speaker, it could have been good for this county. Honorable Marago, congratulations for bringing such motion, and I believe that this policy will be developed within the framework of time, which I've seen within 60 days. Then it will be brought back to this assembly for delegated and legislations committee to ensure that the framework and whatever you desire to be will be implemented.
implemented. Honorable Speaker, I beg to support this motion.
Honorable Gibuine.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support this motion. And Honorable Speaker, I remember after the elections, there was a post on social media at some point by a leading lawyer in Nairobi County called Donald Kipkorir, who claimed that Nairobi County operatives had attempted to extort him of money so as to release his payment, which had accrued into the billions of shillings. So that was the first red flag in this legal department. Honorable Speaker, indeed, the use of external lawyers in this county has cost us a lot of money and has become a conduit and an opportunity for high-ranking officers of the county executive to grease their hands by demanding 50% of lawyers' fees as kickbacks in order to release these legal payments. This must come to an end. Honorable Speaker, it makes no sense for us to have a legal department which is headed by a county attorney, which is fully staffed with a county solicitor as well as lawyers who we recruited in this regime. And shockingly, there are even times when there is absolute negligence in this legal department. How so? Honorable Speaker, there are times when the county attorney has not appeared in litigation matters to defend the interests of Nairobi City County government. And this has led to us losing cases which we should not have lost as a county government. It begs the question, how can Nairobi County be issued with orders and rulings ex parte, meaning in absentia, yet we have a county attorney with a mandate and a role earning salary every single month? Many issues which end up in court, as has been said by members here today, can be prevented if the Nairobi County government simply engaged aggrieved parties and gave them a listening ear. I support this motion and I support the alternative dispute resolution mechanism proposed herein, which can also be supported by area MCAs, especially where issues affect distinct wards. I'll give you an example, Honorable Speaker, of the case of Woodley Estate, where my residents have been engaged in court cases and litigation non-stop since I was elected. Why? Simply because they were never given a listening ear, and simply because the county executive has operated in absolute high-handedness. Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit as I support. Thank you.
Thank you. Carrington.
Thank you, Speaker. And I want to congratulate the Honorable Maragu for bringing such an beautifully scripted motion. Basically, Speaker, I'm privileged to sit in the Public Accounts Committee, whereby when we were interrogating the legal fees, we found out that the legal fee notes that are given out by the legal practitioners are dictated by the remuneration framework by the LSK, which is based on the land value. So these legal practitioners are usually in cohort with what we call the land valuers, so that the land can be overvalued and then a certain percentile can be charged as a legal fee note. Basically, it begged a question, Speaker, on why we should not be having a framework contract for all desirable legal practitioners. Number one, to be undertaking the legal issues that are capped under the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. So therefore, this is a good approach, and I would really love for this House to take an adequate measure in ensuring the implementation of this motion to the letter. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sospita.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I may begin by acknowledging the good work done by my fellow colleague, Honorable Anthony Maragu. Allow me to point out just three main issues, or rather advantages that I see with the realization of the proposed alternative dispute resolution mechanism. If it's put in place, number one, because we are spending a lot of money with litigation issues, that budget could be channeled towards development, because we are using a lot of money that is going into legal fees. So if we are able to cap that, or rather realize that idea of alternative dispute resolution, we'll be saving a lot of money that can be channeled towards development. Number two, in terms of accelerated service delivery and development, it means anytime a matter is in court, we'll have to wait, or Nairobians have to wait until the matter is sorted and ruling is given, which might take years, and we don't have control of the court. So sometimes, if it's a matter that is touching on service delivery, maybe it's touching on sewer land, so members of the public have to wait until the matter is addressed. So meaning, if we could explore the out of court kind of agreement, then it means that we will be able to have accelerated service delivery and development. Lastly, is the image. It is going to change the image of the county, because today, if you talk about Nairobi County, and I was interacting with the newspaper a few days ago, where we are named as one of the county that is having a lot of pending bills, and if you want to go into mental illness, try to do business with Nairobi County. So I see, if we are able to explore this avenue of alternative dispute resolution, then we'll give a different image, or we'll try to renew the image of the county, because we'll not continue having a lot of pending bills and people suffering because of the pending bills. So thank you very much. I stand to support. Thank you.
The Honorable Matara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity, and I'd like to congratulate my colleague, Honorable Marago, member for Karen, and also urge, because we are halfway through the term, so the term first-timers, monos, do not really apply. In this last assembly, we used to really bring statements and motions in this house. There was an analogy which I proved wrong, that the people who bring motions and statements in this house, the people who bring most of the motions and statements in this house never return to this house. So continue in the same spirit, and I urge other members to bring business, because we are going to be judged by the kind of business we bring to this house, Honorable Speaker. Going to the subject matter of discussion, Honorable Speaker, before we support this motion, or before we go into approving this motion, Honorable Speaker, it has been indicated from history that from the two cases that Mheshimiwa has mentioned, I suspect there is foul play, Honorable Speaker, because in everything that we do as an assembly, in everything that we do as government, at the end of the day, it must make sense. I'm looking at it when an officer or a county makes claim to 5 million, then the lawyer issues a fee note of 80 million, then they get to negotiate with the county officers and reduce it to 34 million. It should be clear, and a report should be tabled to this house indicating what are the parameters that the legal office is using to negotiate to 34 million, Honorable Speaker. It should be clear. Number two, Honorable Speaker, it should be clear that we, as an assembly, of which maybe you are going to bring another motion to this house, we should try to determine whether there was foul play from the respective sectors, Honorable Speaker. Because unless we try to do things differently, the next assembly, the next coming year, we are going to deal with these matters of abnormal fee notes issued to this county, Honorable Speaker. Officers must be held accountable, Honorable Speaker, both from the sector, because we realize the legal department handles matters from different sectors, Honorable Speaker. Officers should be held accountable, reports should be made in the investigative institutions of this country, so that we know, so that it sends a clear warning to the other officers who are currently working in the county, that it will never be business as usual, whereby you commit acts of omission or commission that make the county suffer enormous financial loss, Honorable Speaker. Two, Honorable Speaker, I'd like to call out the judiciary and the LSK.
And the reason why I say that things must make sense, it is important that when we lay claim that the county is wasting resources, it is the same institution that give rulings, Honorable Speaker. It doesn't make sense that a court can give an award of 80 million or 1 billion, and looking at the facts of the subject matter of the case, that someone is laying claim to 5. So it is important that the judiciary gets to do a review on what is ailing this country, Honorable Speaker, so that we don't have to sanitize an illegality that freezes out taxes that is being paid by Kenyans, Honorable Speaker. I'd like to also urge Parliament to review the laws governing LSK or whatever body that is mandated to review these fees that LSK and these lawyers get to use to properly fleece counties and fleece governments and fleece Kenyans, Honorable Speaker. Then also, because in the foregoing, Honorable Speaker, it is clear that these engagements are vendor-driven, whereby county officers, national government officers, members of the judiciary are working in cahoot to ensure that these programs and the awards are vendor-driven, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the last like a year or two, we made an allocation in our appropriation to recruit judicial officers at the executive, Honorable Speaker. Is it that we recruited incompetent officers? Is it that we recruited officers with questionable character? And is it possible that we made a wrong decision to recruit officers, legal officers, Honorable Speaker? Because it doesn't make sense that as an assembly or as a county, we allocate funds to recruit officers, and when they go to court, there is nothing to show. So I propose that as they work on the ADR program, they should put a program whereby the legal officers that we recruited sign performance contracts, Honorable Speaker, and an evaluation, continuous evaluation should be done each and every financial year, Honorable Speaker, so that if it is found there are legal officers who do not appear to court, they should be held accountable and they should be surcharged, because that is where the problem emanates from, Honorable Speaker. And as I finalize, Honorable Speaker, and I had indicated during my first submission that we must do things differently. And the only way the officers will change if we narrow down to personal responsibility of the respective officers who have made this county lose money. And the effect is enormous, Honorable Speaker. Each and every financial year we have challenges of meeting our financial obligations as a county because of the minimal public purse we have as a county, Honorable Speaker. So it is important that this motion is passed by this House, and most important is that the executive is able to implement what this House has passed, Honorable Speaker, because it will be wrong for us to receive salaries and allowances and we pass motions in this House only to gather dust at the executive, Honorable Speaker. The implementation committee, because it is the committee of this assembly that has teeth to bite, should actually implement and ensure that they follow up on such motions. Then at the end of the day will be judged correctly by Nairobians. And finally, Honorable Speaker, the alternative dispute resolution mechanism is the way to go as a county, Honorable Speaker, because it is one of the mechanisms before you institute litigation. We can have this policy put in place and the executive should act with speed to ensure that that department or the officers are assigned this responsibility of coming up with this policy. They bring it to us and we pass it, so that the intentions and the desired result of this House are sponsored by the sponsor of this motion, Honorable Speaker, sees the light of day. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Messi. No, yeah, Emily. Emmy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for catching my eye. As I stand up in support of the motion, mine is very few words. I want to congratulate the member who has just raised the motion. It's timely and in need of Nairobians. First of all, Honorable Speaker, looking at some of the committees that we constituted in this county, especially a committee like Dedicated Committee, we don't have, where I sit as a member, we don't have any of the, just a minute. We've been asking the executive to bring in any new laws or any regulations, thank you, Honorable Member, any regulation in the committee for us to go about it, especially touching the counties, especially even on lands, even how the county runs, and they have never, even today we were in the committee and we were talking of the same. So Honorable Member, you've done a very good thing. I think when this thing has been put in order, we know a lot of things will happen good for the county. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I want to stand and say when this motion is being moved in favor of the Nairobians, where we oversight and legislate, I think also the executive or the lawyer should be given how many cases a lawyer should handle. You can see in most cases one lawyer handling like 20 cases. What criteria or how do they measure one lawyer to be given so much to handle, yet they can spread among several lawyers? As I stand in support of the motion, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mover.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Speaker. I want to take the opportunity to thank the Honorable members who have stood in support of this motion, and I am certain, in my mind, that even those who have not had an opportunity to contribute together with us in spirit in an attempt to try and ensure that we safeguard the very monies that we need to realize some service delivery to our people. Honorable Speaker, a time will come when the goodwill of the powers that be will favor the people of Nairobi, and we will have two figures to compare. The figure of the budget that we passed and allocated to the county attorney's office, and the money that will have eventually been paid in legal fees. That day we'll be back here for another serious debate. Otherwise, I want to thank you and I beg to reply. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, aware that Article 159(2)(c) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that in exercising judicial authority, courts and tribunals, after I read this, the clerk is confusing. Aware that Article 152 of the Constitution of Kenya provides that in exercise judicial authority, courts and tribunals shall be guided by the principle that alternative forms of dispute resolution, including reconciliation, mediation, arbitration, and traditional dispute resolution mechanism, shall be promoted. Further, aware that the County Government Act 2012 and the County Attorney Act 2020 obligate county governments to pursue lawful, efficient, and cost-effective mechanism in the discharge of their legal and governance functions. Cognizant that Section 9 of the County Attorney Act 2020 empowers the county government to represent the county government in civil litigation and to provide legal advice aimed at protecting the interest of the county government. Concerned that a significant portion of the county annual budget continues to be spent on settling court awards and legal costs resulting from litigation initiated by the county legal department, with many of those matters capable of resolution through alternative means. Noting that prolonged legal battles not only deplete county resources, but also result in judgments that could have been mitigated to avoid this assembly. Therefore urges the county executive through the office of the county attorney to 1, ensure the litigation is used strictly as a last resort in resolving dispute involving the county executive. 2, establish structures, negotiation frameworks, and institutionalize the use of tribunals, mediation, reconciliation, and arbitration in line with Article 159(2)(c) of the Constitution within 60 days. And 3, develop a county alternative dispute resolution ADR policy to guide the resolution of disputes involving the county and its agency within 60 days. Members, as many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, there being no other business, honorable members, kindly note that there will be a sitting of the Assembly Business Committee today at the rise of this assembly at the Chamber Boardroom. The House stands adjourned tomorrow 2:30, Tuesday 2:30, Wednesday.